Have you been there today?
Yeah, yeah, I'm there almost every day. Okay, listen, we're going live now. So
Go for it.
hold on a second.
And I stay on Zoom, right? I stay on like
Yeah, no,
here.
you stay on right there where you are right now. You don't go nowhere. Okay, so we should be broadcasting. One second now. Oh, I like that. Hold on one moment. Okay. Do you see yourself on Zoom? You see,
I am on
see
Zoom.
yourself? Well, that's great. Okay. Okay. It
I
says that
wonder
we're, yeah.
if we'll have viewers.
If you have euros,
If we will have viewers.
of course, we always have viewers.
Okay.
Sometimes we have viewers at the same time, and sometimes we have viewers later. And sometimes we have problems. Okay, I don't see us. Can you go to me and Facebook and see whether you see us?
You can see us. I just left Facebook because there's a like a delay or something.
Ah, okay, wonderful. So in that case, we're ready to go, aren't we?
Well, we have
Okay,
viewers.
all right. So of course we have viewers. Don't worry about the viewers. I'll bring the viewers. You just have to bring you. Okay, are we ready to go with the jingle? Ready?
Get a chair, grab a seat, oh sweep you off your feet. We move, you got Mel. Ease your legs, rest a while, all you gotta do is smile. We're swell, can't you tell you got Mel? When the show begins, you better hold on tight. For before you know it, you'll be high as a kite. Take a break, settle down, we're the only show in town. It's our road, don't you know you got Mel? Giving up, don't think twice. We're a hurricane on ice. What the hell? Give it yell, ring your bell, show and tell. Mademoiselle, give a smile. You got Mel. You got Mel.
Absolutely.
And our special guest today is none other than Michael Keidar, somebody whom I know, but we're going to talk today about stuff that I don't know about you. You actually grew up in Australia
Yes, I did.
until the age of.
9. I celebrated my 9-year-old birthday here in Israel in Rishon LeZion.
Well, Mazal Tov to you. So at the age of 9, you had a vision that Abraham and Moses were calling you to the Holy Land, and you told your parents, I am a Jew from Melbourne. I need to get to the Holy Land. Is that how it happened?
Exactly. Only the only thing that didn't happen was that I am from Sydney. But other than that, you are spot on. Yeah, absolutely.
So how did it really happen?
Well, my parents, I think my dad really didn't like to, not to be here. Like, you would say that Israel is he felt more at home in Israel that at Australia. So yeah, so we came here when I was 9. We have family here, and the language and everything.
So your great English is like from your 9 years of existence in Sydney.
Well, my dad had this system. We had the subtitles on television.
Yeah.
Subtitles.
Yeah.
So we had this wooden board. It's like just something he found on the street, I think, and he covered the subtitles. So I used to listen to anything that was in English on television without reading the subtitles. So I think that kept my English going, and of course, Tintin books and other comics and stuff.
But when he wasn't looking, did you remove this mexicon?
No, it's not Mexicon. My dad's a designer, actually.
Okay.
Well, no, he's not. But no, I didn't. I didn't move it. I didn't. It's like I kept the English. I really kept it.
Yeah, you have great English for an Israeli. So you were here from the age of 9, and did you fit in with the other kids?
Oh, this is a great story. We moved to Rishon, and the biggest difference as a kid when you come to Israel, a place like Israel, is that there are lots of kids. Now in Sydney, there weren't that many kids. You had to set an appointment and to meet them, with the other parents. And here, there's just massive amount of kids, and I didn't know how to fit in. So what I did, we lived. We used to live in a building, a seven-story high building, and I took all of my toys outside, like on the first floor next to our door. I just spread out my toys, and all the kids just came and became my friends instantly. I also told them I have a kangaroo, but never mind. I had immediately lots of friends here in Israel, so it was easy. Actually, it was quite easy.
You know the reason that there's so many kids here? It's because of unprotected sex.
I have a great story about that if we have time.
Well, we have time for everything. It's You've Got Mel, and you're
No,
my guest.
I'm joking. My grandfather's brother, he back in the day, like when he was younger, he managed to get his hand.
Mickey, back in the day, we were all younger.
No, I'm talking like before, I think, well, younger, okay? He managed to get his hands on a container filled with, I think it was damaged condoms for destruction. And he sold them.
And the state of Israel came into being.
Absolutely. It was all thanks to him. Absolutely.
So let's hear it for damaged condoms, everybody.
Yeah, damaged condoms is the thing.
Mm-hmm. So you managed here, and I guess you went to the army?
Yeah.
I didn't even know that you went to the army.
I did. I swear I did. I swear.
Okay, no, I believe you.
I did. Well, I moved around, like in the army. I started with the artillery for a while.
Mm-hmm. We don't have to go into all the details here.
Well, it just.
Were you always hot with the women?
I'm never hot with women. It's like, I don't know these women.
You weren't
there were so many of them. I never asked. No, just kidding. Next question.
and your desire of this strange thing that you have behind you, to become a textile designer, that is so strange. How did that happen? And did you tell anybody about it?
Did I ever tell you about it?
No. That's why you've got Mel.
Well,
you're my guest.
My best friend and myself, we were on vacation at the Sinai Desert for a week, and I was enrolled for computer science at the Tel Aviv University, and he studied architecture and Technion, and we sat with a couple on the beach, and she, we had this conversation, and she said she just enrolled into Shankar. And, and I asked her, what is Shankar? I never heard of that place. And she said, oh, it's, I'm going to study textile design. And I asked her, what is textile design? She said, oh, it's all about color and fabric and, all these beautiful things. And I thought to myself, why should I study computer science when I can study this it sounds like an amazing subject, like an amazing degree. So we went back to Israel and I enrolled to Shankar. I didn't know anything. I didn't know how to draw a line. And
so Shankar became your Shangri-La.
I love that place, seriously.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it's like been part of my life. I'm married to Shankar.
So that is incredible. It was just like you met some people on a beach in Honolulu or something. And if you hadn't met them, you would be some kind of nerdy, geeky billionaire.
My parents would be so happy.
Were they upset?
Well, I think that after like 4 years after I graduated, after I got my degree, and I flew around the world, and I went. I've been everywhere with textiles, and then my dad came up to me and he said, "Now I understand why you study this subject, why you study this profession." So it took them a lot of time. I don't think they really understood why I did it, but I've always been a guy. I think to follow my instincts. Sometimes it was stupid, but I try to enjoy the way. So
I think it's an incredible story. I mean, if it were true, it would be amazing.
it is true. Absolutely, every word. Yeah, of course it's true.
But even if it weren't true, you tell me it was true. So I really,
I told that to the interview the interview they made for my job, my first job as an international marketing manager. So there was this industrial psychologist, and he interviewed me, and he said, "Wow, what you got the job, and is there anything you want to tell me?" And I said, "Well, what kind of salesman are you going to be?" That's what he asked me, and I said, I believe in what I sell, and I only sell the truth, and blah blah." And then I said, "Listen, and even if I lie, you're never gonna get it. Even if I don't tell the truth, you're never gonna know." And he said, "Wait, so all this interview, what is true and what is not?" And I said, "Oh, you're never gonna know that." So
exactly.
Anyway, I got the job.
You might be a spy for all I know.
I have a story about that as well, because the designers at Ramtex, that's where we worked. I was 28. I was 28, and I traveled all around the world and sold fabric. Mm-hmm. And it just worked out. It happened because, anyway. And they were certain that I was some kind of Mossad, like some kind of, who is this guy that suddenly starts to travel and sells and successful? And then after like 2 years, we were at Milan at a fair, and anyway, somebody broke into our car and stole everything, including my bag, and I had my passport inside. So I called the embassy, and they said, "Oh, Mr. Keidar, we have your passport," because somebody found the bag. And when they heard that I called the embassy and they had a passport ready for me, they were certain that I was definitely some kind of spy or something.
It went like, "Are you Mr. Keidar, the spy? Okay, your passport is right. Your passport is right here."
Something like that.
So how did you become a millionaire?
I tell you, if you find out, let me know, because I can do. I wanted to have this T-shirt printed out. I can do everything but money, like anything but money.
No, but you ran companies. You had successful businesses.
Yeah, it's true.
That's what you tell the students.
I think I never told them I'm a millionaire, but I think, it's funny. Sometimes you lose as much money as you make, or I can definitely say that through my hands, for good and for bad, a lot of money went through. But but it's always a great time. I enjoy it. I don't know. Maybe it's not that smart. Maybe
the trick is not how much money goes through your hands. Somebody slips into your bag by accident.
I know. I always, every time I go to meet my, the bank manager and have a coffee with him, I ask him if the guy left me, the suitcase he promised with all the money, and he said, "Which guy?" And so I didn't come today.
No, but one second, you're a capitalist, by nature.
Yeah. I live on a kibbutz, but yeah.
Yeah, so that's my next question. You're a capitalist who lives on a kibbutz.
Yeah.
So, and also, you're a very brave person because not only do you dodge corona bullets daily, but you also live like about 3 meters from the Gaza Strip.
Right.
So
That's right.
how does this all work for you?
Oh, well, wow. The choices you make.
You met this couple on the beach.
I know. So I'm a textile designer, which is a profession that normally you don't really make money from. I live on a kibbutz, a place that, well, you don't really make money on a kibbutz. But my wife told me once that I chose family over financial success, and I think that it's something like that. I chose, and it's part of the life here. You choose to raise your children, to be with them, to have a family, like a real family. And if there is one thing in life that I feel that I succeeded in, it's that. So if you trade that for money, so yeah, I'm a zillionaire. I don't know. I think I did that very well. Hopefully my kids, I'm sure they don't think though, but I think I did it, pretty well.
Do you have any like wooden thing that you stick on the television? You have a shtick?
No, I don't have that shtick.
They're going to tell a story about you in 20 years.
Oh shit, they're going to tell so many stories, embarrassing stories. That my dad was is a very educational person. My kids, I'm not, I don't think, not that type, but we have a lot of fun.
Did you do a master's degree along the way?
I never could choose the right one.
Because I know the answers, so I'm just
Yeah, I know you know the answers. You know the answer to that because you were part of my amazing decision to choose to study film directing and producing. I'm going to study that as my master's degree. And a good friend told me that I always choose degrees that you don't make money of. And I think if there's anything that could sum up my choices is that you choose the things you love and you will, like the things that are important to you and that you'll have fun doing. Are you still there, Mel? Yeah.
I'm here.
The screen just went.
As far as I know, I'm here.
Right. So that's a choice. Anything and this is what I tell my kids also, anything you study, if you love it, if you want to study it, then go for it. It doesn't really matter what you do after. You use whatever you take from your studies and take them anywhere you want. Like,
so how did you become a teacher at Shankar again? And I must add, one of our most beloved teachers.
Well, I don't know about that, but a good friend of mine, Yair Engel, he's a good friend of mine, and he bugged me for years, and he said, let's do this course together. Let's teach something. Let's do something together. And finally, I agreed and approached Shankar, and they took us on. They separated us. We didn't do the course, but I stayed, and he left after a while, and I love it.
So what's your favorite course at Shankar?
Wow. I think it's my first course. It's the one I call Business of Designing and Designing Business. I think that's the course that kind of sums up what I do. And I really try to help students get their tools for post Shankar, for what they will do in their real life. If they want to open a business, or even if they work somewhere, they will have the idea of what it means to run a business or marketing, or all these gray areas of it always sounds very amazing. You open a business, you make money, but it's most of the time it's not like that.
It's commonly held that there is no textile business in Israel anymore, and we're training students to be penniless when they graduate. Is there
Uh,
any truth in it?
Listen, Mel, I swear that you're wearing a shirt. I swear. Isn't that textile? I mean,
No, this is my background.
okay. I mean, seriously, I resent that. You know, people say that about textile. We are covered in textile from all around, you know, and maybe there is no industry. By the way, there is an industry, but let's say there is no industry for designers, but there is so much that we know as textile designers. We know our knowledge is so vast in anything that is about material. So it's from just commerce, like buying and selling. So that's the one thing, all the way to designing. And today it's a global world. We can design for companies that we never even met. When we opened our business at 2005, that's what we did. We designed in Israel. We had this computer and software, and we worked with mills around the world. You just need, you know, you need to dream, and you need to push forward.
You need some gumption. We call it gumption in English.
Well, you need
Kind of like chutzpah for people who aren't Jewish.
you need chutzpah, and you need to know that you might fall, and you need to raise again. But you know, I think that throughout textiles, I've honestly met the most amazing people from so many different countries, and you know, I made money, I lost money, but as I said before, but still the experience, the life experience is amazing. It's different, and you know,
I'm really happy that you say that, because our textile design students are wonderful.
absolutely. Absolutely.
I'm not going to talk about the curriculum because I'm not a designer. They do tend to walk around lost for 4 years, but at the end of the day, their final projects are the best in Shankar.
The best, and
Yeah,
they are so creative. I mean,
unbelievably creative. So here's my question. You are now in charge of the Rosen School for Sustainability, or the Rosen Center
yeah,
for Sustainability.
Sustainability. Yeah.
And you teach people like me that clothes are have been ruling the planet.
Yeah.
So now during the corona, where one shirt can work for the next 2 years, are we going to see less pollution because people are buying less clothing that pollute the planet?
Well, now you see the masks scattered on the floor, on the ground. So that's polluting the planet.
No, actually, I recycle the masks. I take the ear things and turn them into rubber bands. I have all my shtick, you know.
Good.
Never throw out a used mask.
Good. So I pick them up and use them from the street.
I pick them up and give them to people I don't like.
Actually, that's a great business, you know, if you think about it, you know. I give them away for free.
I give them to monkeys, and I call them monkey business.
I take 2 pesos to kill a man, but because you're my friend, I kill you for nothing. You know, it's like something like that.
Yeah,
but
breathe here.
But yeah, so yeah, textiles are part of pollution, a big part, and they damage the environment. But
why is that?
Why is that? Because they contain chemicals that are hazardous. You know, a blue T-shirt, if it's not, if nobody checks what's inside, it might contain lead and all sorts of. I'm not a chemist, but horrible things. You know.
But I am.
You're a kid. That's right.
Lead is actually not so bad for radiation. You know. Here, buy my blue shirt. High in lead.
You know that there was a dolphin in the Yangtze River, okay?
Yeah.
A dolphin in the Yangtze River.
With a blue T-shirt?
No, but
are you off topic here, or it's going to swim around?
No. Listen. The Yangtze River in China, it's like number 3 in the world in size or something, and that dolphin went extinct in 2006. A species that was here for millions of years we killed it. We actually killed it because of the textile industry, mainly because of all the chemicals we spill into that river that sometimes gets a different color, you know.
Mhm.
It's terrible. This is a true story. I didn't have to, you know, you can Google it.
The Arcon is green.
I love the Arcon. You know,
That's because of green textiles.
that's because of Petah Tikva.
Okay.
But I love Petah Tikva. No.
Of
But
course you do.
yeah, of course I do.
And Petah Tikva loves the Yarkon because they can dump so much garbage there.
Absolutely. But textile industry is actually takes care of a lot of pollution. They say it's the number two industry that pollutes the planet. On the other hand, textile industry gives a lot of work to a lot of people around the world. Some earn more, some a lot earn much less, but still, and we need the clothing, and we need our blankets, and we need so many things.
So if you are conscious about the planet,
Right.
and you care about dolphins in the Yangtze River,
Yeah.
And you care about global warming,
Right.
Is there a particular color that is less harmful
Less harmful.
than blue?
Usually,
which has lead.
Usually the lighter colors are better.
Mm-hmm.
Usually the lighter colors are better. The darker we go, you know, it's usually more hazardous. But I must say that over the past five years or so, there are a lot of changes in that industry. So the companies take care of what is inside the textiles.
No, but I mean, if you buy something from China, and there's all kinds of theories that the Chinese want to kill us anyway. There's harmful chemicals in these clothes that we bring home.
Yeah, sometimes, yeah. They just need to cough on us, but yeah, some of
they need to cough in us,
and then they will cough on us.
Yeah,
they will cough on us, and then they will cough on us.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, so a lot of stuff that comes from China is uninspected, and you don't really know what's inside. That's why we have labels like you know, and disclosure like Ecotex that I'm part of, that we check what's inside the textile.
Yeah, you have a company that checks to see if it's okay.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's a label called Ecotex. It's from a unity between Switzerland, Germany, and Austria, founded about 30 years ago, and they check the chemicals. It's a label that has labs. You know, they check the chemicals within textiles. Now, more and more companies, or actually it comes from the consumers, but more and more companies ask for this label, and to get the label, you have to get the fabric checked and inspected. So that's how it works today. So you have more and more labels that it's a third party company between the consumer and the mill or the seller, whatever, that check the fabric. So yeah, we're in the right path, I think, but it'll take time.
And like the whole rest of the teaching world, you have dived into Zoom this semester.
Absolutely. Wow.
Did you teach using Zoom before that?
Never in my life. No.
Even though it was there.
Absolutely, it was there. It's there for years, and we've become the masters of Zoom.
Speak for yourself.
You use Zoom like every hour, I think. That's how I feel.
I use Zoom like a dolphin in the Yangtze River.
Absolutely.
So you told me some like great stuff, like you take your kids on expeditions around the world. Go for it.
Absolutely. So I use Zoom for meetings and for teaching. So I teach the students at Shankar, which are, you know, they smoke cigarettes, you know, they're older, And I also teach the younger kids, high school kids.
Mickey, those aren't cigarettes, but okay.
I'm trying not to, yeah. But that's why they're always happy. I don't know. Now I understand why.
Satisfied students.
Very relaxed, very relaxed.
Please smoke on the grass.
So I teach also kids, art students, art pupils. Sorry, not students. They're ninth grade to 12th grade high school. And I really took them around the world. I took them to the Tate Gallery. I took them to a museum in Berlin. I took them to a museum in Herzliya, and we walked around the museum. And I can.
This is all virtually on Zoom.
Everything virtually, everything. I have artists that come and lecture through Zoom to the class. We teach drawing and painting online, like on Zoom. So Zoom has become a very interesting tool. We had a designer a textile designer, a good friend, Turi Guetta, is a good friend of ours. He Zoomed us from Paris, from his studio, and he just walked around with his phone. He was Zooming on his iPhone or whatever, on his mobile. And he walked us around the gallery, which was amazing because it's a hands-on. The designer is taking you for a walk in his gallery in Paris. And before every lecture on Zoom, when it's an overseas lecture, I take the kids on Google Map, like Google Earth, and we stroll around the streets, and I show them the architecture and the atmosphere around the galleries, the various galleries, and it's amazing. You can really expand their knowledge through Zoom, which was always here, as you said, like for years anyway.
What do you think? Like, if you were giving a tip to an unsuccessful lecturer?
Smile.
Huh? 1 second, I have to.
Okay.
Not everybody knows that I'm on television.
First of all, smile. Okay, that's the first tip. Smile. Yeah, like Mel. Smile when you're on Zoom. Be happy, Ask your students or all the participants to turn on their camera, even for just the beginning. Just the beginning. Just say hi, so everyone will see everybody. We're all a part of a group, a community, even though we're far away from each other or whatever.
I get them to have their video on the whole time.
Well, with kids, it might be difficult, and I don't know the rules. Can you make, you have to, if they say they don't want to turn on the camera, you allowed to make them turn on the camera? I don't know.
You can't force them to turn on the camera, especially if they're minors.
Right. Yeah.
But Mickey, there's ways to encourage them.
So I encourage them. I have throughout, let's say, if you want to do something real. So if you go for a walk, like a walk on Google Earth, or if you show videos, you make a Kahoot quizzes or whatever, anything to make the people on the other side of the mobile phone or screen or camera, wherever, to be part of it, because you have to make them part of your lecture.
The interactivity is really important.
It's so much more important. I feel it's even more important than within a class, because in a class you kind of feel each other, you have gestures, but when you're on Zoom, if you can fade out easily and not be part of the class. So
I have a secret to tell you. After the past semester, where I had some really good courses and some less good courses,
right?
I'm dying to get started on Zoom in the next semester. I can't wait to start.
Right.
To try out all the things that we've learned.
Right. Absolutely.
And your advice is key. But like, do you feel that somehow you are, I wouldn't say physically, but almost physically with the students?
That's the most important thing. I remember when I was studying at Shankar, I worked in these different, whatever you do as a student, and I used to telemarket. I used to call people at night and try to persuade them to make some
Oy vey.
subscription. Yeah, I was that guy, and you know, they taught us, you know, you always, whatever you are, even if you're on the other side of a phone, sit straight, smile, you know, be happy, you know, try to make you can make people feel how you are and who you are without even seeing you. So on Zoom, you know, they see you, and if you kind of be yourself and even more, they will be part of what you're trying to teach them. That's what
So,
I
so,
think.
so I think that the trick, what you're saying beyond the technical stuff, is to be a human being.
Always, 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 always be a human being, like from base one, always. And
So,
and you, it'll take you anywhere. I swear, if you're a human being, you'll meet the best people, and you'll get to places you wouldn't even dream.
you sound like Dr. Seuss now. Remind
I'm
me to
old enough.
buy you
I'm old enough to be. I'm old
the
enough to be.
places you'll go.
Absolutely.
Is there anything else? At the end of my program, guests are allowed to either sing a Beatles song or to say something that I didn't ask them. There's stuff we didn't talk about. We didn't talk about your TEDx presentation. We didn't talk about your wonderful hair. So would you prefer to sing a Beatles song or to tell us one more parting story?
You know I love the Beatles. But
So what's your favorite Beatles song?
my favorite? Oh wow. Okay, I don't know if it's my favorite song, but I can tell you that
Nobody's
when I
going to
heard
shoot you, you know, if it's
when I
not your
heard
favorite.
when I heard Eleanor Rigby,
Oh,
for I know the first time I heard it. And when I heard Eleanor Rigby, I think that was one of the that was a crucial point that changed my life, because when I heard it, I felt this amazing this amazing feeling that wow, this is like the best thing. What is that? That this is amazing music, and the lyrics. It was so different from everything I ever heard before. I didn't hear it at home. We didn't have Beatles at home at my parents.
really?
No, nothing. And so I think that was yeah. And ever since, like I've been a Beatles fanatic. I have, you know, um, and I think that I wouldn't say that there are so, I don't know, I can't pinpoint the best song that I like. The only lyrics that come to my mind now is that there are places I remember all my life, though some have changed. You know, this is like some for better, not for better. Some
Some
are
have
worse,
gone,
some
and
have gone, and some
some
remained.
remain.
Yeah,
But let's stick with Eleanor Rigby.
yeah, sure.
I'm going to try and get you to come to my course on the popular music this semester,
Yeah,
because you'll love it. So I grew up on the Beatles.
yeah.
Eleanor Rigby is not my favorite song, but it's one of them.
It's not my favorite.
No,
It's
you
not
just
my
said it was,
favorite.
but
No,
you
I'm
know what?
saying I'm saying that was the song that
Yeah,
helped it.
it did it to you.
Yeah,
So let me guess why it did it to you. How many of the Beatles are playing on that track, on that song?
none, I think.
Exactly, because Eleanor Rigby was
It's a
conducted.
quartet. A quartet. No, it's a quartet.
Eleanor Rigby, it was, I think, two quartets, an octet,
Two
if I'm
quartets.
not mistaken, but good. And George Martin, he
Yeah,
orchestrated.
right.
Orchestrated.
Yeah.
He wrote the score for that song. And if you go to YouTube, you can find, I will send to you what Eleanor Rigby sounds like without the singing. So it's a
Oh,
music.
I heard that. That's
It's
amazing. Yeah,
it's a musical masterpiece.
it's beautiful. It is
And
beautiful.
I have to come clean with you, which I don't usually do, even though I shower often. Uh, Even though I thought I knew about the Beatles, I didn't. I never realized, to listen to the music behind their songs until I started giving this course.
Did you ever listen to the Love album they made?
I never listened to the Love album they made.
Oh, listen. Okay. This is my present to you.
Okay.
Go on.
You're gifting me now.
I'm gifting you. I am gifting you. Okay. So George Martin's son, along with Paul McCartney, I think, and of course Ringo was probably there. They took all the Beatles tracks and mixed them differently. Now, it's amazing. The first time you hear it, it's like the cheese on the advertisement. The first time you hear it, and then the second time. So it's amazing. The Love album is a masterpiece. And there you can hear sometimes the vocals without the music, or the music without the vocals, and you have to do it. Our audience, if we have, I can't see. Do yourself a favor and listen to the Love album of the Beatles.
So it's all about love, isn't it?
All you need, my friend, is love. That's it. All the rest will take care of itself.
And I give you all my love.
I give you all my love.
That's all I do. So if you just sing a few bars from Eleanor Rigby, I can let you go. Eleanor Rigby.
Picks up the rice on the church where a wedding has been, and lives in a dream. No.
Yeah, good.
Yeah? Look at her working. Did
you see the movie that they came out with a few years ago? That some freak, bizarre accident happens and nobody in the world.
Yesterday.
You saw it yesterday?
Movie. No, that's the name of the movie.
Okay.
The movie.
Isn't it a great movie? Yeah, it's a great, hilarious.
A great movie. Did you see the movie?
No, I didn't. It's called,
listen, Jim Collins or something with Al Pacino. He got a letter. He got a letter from John Lennon. He was this
yes. And he didn't know about it for 50 years or something.
Yeah.
I have a letter like that somewhere. I still haven't opened it. Mickey Keidar.
Yeah.
We're at the end of our time.
Oh, great. I had a great time. It was fast.
Of course you had a great time, because I'm not going to pay you.
I know.
And you're going to share this on your social media.
Story of my life.
And yes, The Story of My Life by Michael Keidar, and you'll see that hundreds of thousands of people,
I'm sure,
are going to watch it.
Yeah.
So waft and weave, my friend. Whatever that means.
Warp, the warp is the life.
I don't want to know. I just like the waft and the weave, the waft and the weave,
The weft. It's the weft and the waft.
Don't spoil it for me.
Okay, waft. From now
Mickey Keidar.
Thank you, Mel.
You're a marvelous person. Thank you for being on You've Got Mel.
Bye.